It began with a single leak, one hidden line buried deep in a classified cable, but powerful enough to shake an entire nation. The ultimatum was brutal. Burkina Faso had just 48 hours to hand over 60% of its oil and gold reserves. The signature at the bottom? Donald J. Trump, then President of the United States. This wasn't diplomacy. This was a hard-edged business shakedown, an ultimatum disguised as foreign policy. No negotiations, no compromise. Just a demand: surrender your wealth or face crippling consequences. At dawn, the message landed on Captain Ibrahim Traoré's desk, delivered not by diplomats but by a former U.S. military attaché, escorted by private security contractors. Inside, the terms were crystal clear. U.S. corporations would begin drilling oil immediately. An American-led board would dictate the nation's energy future. Burkina Faso's gold exports would be placed under U.S. control. And buried within the promise of security was a threat: protection from regime change, if Traoré complied. But Traoré wasn't the kind of man to bow. He read the document twice, set it aside, and calmly declared, "So that's their price for peace? Slavery and a suit and tie? They want 60% of our future? Then they'll face 100% of our resistance." By noon, the entire nation was watching as Traoré appeared live on television. No fancy stage, no Western polish. Just a soldier, one hand on the Burkina Faso flag, the other holding the U.S. ultimatum. His words cut sharp. "To those behind this insult, Mr. Trump and your backers, you have misjudged us. We are not Libya. We are not Iraq. We are not your playground. You gave us 48 hours. Here is our answer. You now have 48 hours to take your greed, your threats, and your arrogance, and leave African soil." The continent erupted. From Lagos to Kinshasa, headlines blazed. Burkina Faso says no. Crowds filled the streets. Students organized teach-ins on sovereignty. Women's groups delivered food to soldiers guarding the gold mines. Online, young Africans laughed at Western media smear campaigns and reposted them with one caption: "If they hate him this much, he must be doing something right." What Washington didn't anticipate was that this wasn't just about Burkina Faso. Traoré's defiance became a spark. Within days, military leaders from Mali, Niger, and Guinea landed in Ouagadougou. They stood beside him on live TV and declared, "If you touch Burkina Faso, you touch all of us." This was Africa's new shield, a brotherhood forged not by treaties, but by resistance. And while the West scrambled, Russia and China stepped in, quietly, decisively. China promised a fully operational refinery in 90 days, gold valuation systems outside Western banks, and trade bypassing the U.S. dollar. Russia deployed advanced anti-drone defense systems to guard oil fields. For once, Africa wasn't begging, it was bargaining on its own terms. The West panicked. Media outlets branded Traoré a dictator, a madman, the next Gaddafi. But their narrative only fueled the movement. In African cities, murals went up of Traoré standing tall over oil barrels with the Burkina Faso flag raised high. Online, hashtag surge. Hashtag Africa is not for sale. We are all Burkina. And then came the moment that sealed his legacy, a short video, just 43 seconds long. Looking directly into the camera, Captain Ibrahim Traoré spoke with calm fire. "This is not just about oil. This is not just about gold. This is about the soul of Africa, and I would rather die standing than live kneeling." The clip exploded, millions of reposts within hours. Former presidents who had stayed silent for years began voicing support. Crowds across the continent rose in solidarity. For Washington, it was a nightmare. For Africa, it was a deep breath of freedom long overdue.